France has the finest and so far best explored cave systems containing horse paintings from the Paleolithic period. Often, they were painted one on top of another as if the process of painting was more important than the finished product. Horses are among the many animals depicted with spirit, a great sense of observation, and attention to detail. This fragment of an Assyrian relief carving about 850 BC shows the Assyrians portrayed accurate surface anatomy, but had a stylized way of showing action. King Tut's tomb contained a wooden chest with this painting of chariot horses. Again, they are stylized. The earliest Greeks used geometric abstraction to decorate this vase. The horses are reduced to similar shapes and are overlapped to show depth. The geometric style gave way to the archaic Greek, which is more realistic, but still very stiff and angular. 300 years later, the Greeks had learned to make the movement depicted in horse sculpture more natural. They also invented a system of ideal proportions that made their horses look alike, although they showed them in different stages of action. The contrapposto system of balanced movement allowed artists to become more extreme in representing action, and horses began to be more individualized by the end of the Greek Empire in the 2nd century BC. Life-sized equestrian portraits were impressive, and the idea copied by rulers all over Europe for the next 1,500 years. This is a Roman copy of a Greek statue. Roman art emulated Greek Hellenistic art. This copy of Alexander the Great in battle was found in a home in Pompeii that had been buried in volcanic ash by Mount Vesuvius. After the fall of the Roman Empire during the Middle Ages, illiteracy was normal, and people needed visual ways to tell and understand stories. This carving of Emperor Justinian in ivory on horseback is typical in that most important figure is the biggest. Manuscripts had simple pictures and were done by monks in monasteries. Horses were owned by the nobility. And sculpture was small, as can be seen in this statuette of Charlemagne from the 9th century. The knowledge to do large-scale bronze casting had been lost. The struggle to control the British Isles was celebrated by this hand-stitched banner, 230 feet long, called the Bayeux Tapestry, done in about 1060. Horses have a long history of use in battle. The Republic of Siena in Italy paid the Lorenzetti brothers to decorate their town hall with frescoes showing the effects of good and bad government. Horses are seen as an integral part of the community. The private devotional book of the French Duc de Berry, done in the 15th century, shows feudal life with a Renaissance interest in nature and perspective. Horses were beginning to improve the farming methods. Foreshortening, showing one part of the horse closer than the rest of its body, was a form of perspective that gave a greater illusion of depth. This altarpiece was painted in the 15th century. This ceiling painting done in the 16th century makes extreme use of foreshortening, and the illusion is created of mythological horses flying overhead. Donatello, an early Renaissance sculptor, was unsure of balancing this large statue, and so he used an extra support. By the late 15th century, confidence and technology had improved through experience, and sculptors could do as well as the Romans and Greeks had done. This equestrian portrait is by Andrea del Verrocchio. All horse painting and sculpture followed Renaissance inventions and themes until the 17th century. Then, the rise of the Dutch middle class made a new market with new innovations: equine art. Horses became a subject in their own right. Horse portraits became common. The English upper classes followed the Dutch trend by commissioning paintings of their own prize horses and horse activities. Horse racing became popular in the 18th century. Artists showed horses running just like the ancient Assyrians had done, with their legs stuck out like rocking horses. In the mid-18th century, the time-sequence photography of Edward Muybridge showed how horse legs really are during galloping and running. Artists began representing horse movement more accurately. Today, Deborah Butterfield makes horses out of found objects, then casts them in bronze. Susan Rothenberg's large horse paintings seem inspired by prehistoric cave paintings. This early 20th century unknown etcher shows respect for all horses used for common work through the centuries. My own horse paintings use expressive color. We all owe a debt of gratitude to the equine artists of the past.